Hi everyone, if you're seeing this, it's probably time for you to renew your egg protection spell. And if you have not heard of this or haven't done one and you are interested in doing one and adding it to your altar for protection from negativity and harm for you, your family, and anyone that you put on into this spell, then stick with me and I'm going to guide you through it. Now, I cannot remember where in the world I learned this. I saw it somewhere. I wrote it all down. Thankfully, I wrote it all down. And I'm a little late on jumping on getting it done, but I have all the ingredients now. So let's go ahead and do this together. First off, you're going to want a piece of paper to go ahead and write all of this down on. And see, I just put like my list of ingredients, stuff that I need here, the instructions over here. I fold it up to put underneath my bowl, and I just write down when it needs done again. So that way, you know, I can remember, and I also set a reminder on my phone. So to start off, what you're gonna need, these are the contents that you're gonna need. You will need 1 egg, all right, and you're gonna tap the top of it, and you're gonna keep the top. You wanna go ahead and get rid of the yolk that's inside and rinse it out. Now, I haven't found the greatest way to take the top off without making a bit of a mess of it, but you know, do it works. So I've already gotten rid of that and rinsed it out. You will also need some crushed sage. You just take sage and just crush it up for yourself. Some sweetgrass, basil, thyme, rosemary, and sea salt. So those are all the herbs that you'll need. You will also need a white candle, so that way you can seal it with wax. You need a bowl to keep the protection egg and spell in. I just got this from Meijer. You can go to a dollar store or something and get one. Just a small one to hold your stuff in. You will need a piece of paper, so that way you can write your intention on it. And as optional things, you can put crystals such as black tourmaline and selenite into your bowl here. All right, so if you have all of that written down, or if you've gathered all of those ingredients, let's go on to the next step here. So the first step, I'm referencing my thing over here because I don't have it memorized. It says carefully break the top off of the egg and keep the top, rinse the eggshell well. I've already done that. Next is to cleanse the eggshell, bowl, and crystals with sage. This is where my family gets mad because they hate the smell. They hate it. I love it. It was a smell that had to grow on me. I like to use the Palo Santo after because, you know, sage is like the clear all. So I'm gonna sage our egg. I'm gonna sage our bowl. Hell, while we're at it, sage ourselves and the area around us. Now, against popular belief, people say you don't need to sage your selenite. Sorry, the words were not working for me there. But I noticed a difference. When you get a brand new pack of selenite, you could feel it. But once you have selenite that has charged all your crystals for a while, that's been gritting your house for a while, you can feel that it's not as strong. And people are like, you never need to cleanse those. I think you should. So these have been sitting in my bowl doing their protection work for a year. I'm just gonna go ahead and cleanse all of those. And relight my sage because it went out. And my black tourmaline. Here's a little cleansing for you too. Can you feel it? Okay. Beautiful. Obviously, I'm not going to do the herbs on that one. And then to uplift, bring in more good energy, I'm going to go ahead and follow it up with Palo Santo. You know, if you're just watching this for the first time and not taking notes, maybe you want a little snack. All right, Palo Santo, bring in that good energy. Ah, it smells good. Here's a little bit for you. Feels like a massage when I put this through my aura. This or the sage or selenite. I love it. The smell is definitely an added bonus. Okay, almost done here. Beautiful. For my selenite, you know how it breaks off? Instead of getting rid of those pieces, I like to use the broken off pieces of sticks for this type of spell in particular. All right, I've done cleanse everything. Beautiful. So it says in a bowl, mix crushed sage, sweetgrass, basil, thyme, and rosemary together. I'm just going to go ahead and do it on this plate here. It doesn't have to be an exact measurement of any of them. We're just putting some on and mixing it up. I'd like to do a nice healthy amount. Putting our basil. Some thyme. Got a nice clump of sweetgrass from my dear friend Audra. Okay, mixing it up. Mix it up really good. Once you've mixed that up really good, you're going to go ahead and take your eggshell and you're going to get out your sea salts. And you're going to fill 1/3 of the eggshell with the sea salt. And this is why you do it over a bowl, because it's messy. Okay, a little more. All right, once you've filled 1/3 of your egg with the sea salt, you want to take your piece of paper and you want to write your intention down. So you say, I set the intention that, and then you're going to write down everyone's names that you want to protect from negativity and from harm for an entire year. And that includes you yourself. And then you would write, will be protected from harm and any type of negativity for 1 year, so moted be. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. So after you've done that, you want to fold the paper towards you. Bring the energy in. This is mine. You know, I was told that you want to use as natural of material as possible, and you want to rip it when you're making any type of petition. It's winter, so I can't go out and collect supplies, so I just use a piece of paper and just ripped around. That's why it's not like this even shape. So I'll go ahead and put it towards me. Now, if you're like myself, a Reiki master teacher, just a Reiki practitioner at all, you can go ahead and draw symbols on the paper when you fold it up, or you can put runes, a protection rune or something. And you want to make it small enough so that way it's going to fit inside of your egg. Always folding toward you. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put our intention in on top of all of that salt. Make sure that's in there. And then we're going to go ahead and put a bunch of these herbs on top of that intention here. Top the rest of the eggshell. Well, top most of the egg with your herbs that you have here, and then you're gonna top the rest of the egg after you put your herbs in here with more sea salt. A little bit messy. All the while, you can be thinking about who it is that you want protected from negativity and harm. Keep the good intentions in mind, infusing it with your energy. Okay. Let's see. Now we're going to top the rest of it with sea salts. Whoa, that was a generous heap of sea salt there. Okay. Now you're going to take the top of your shell here. Your crushed sage too. I forgot to say add crushed sage, didn't I? All right, top the rest of your egg off here. Actually, some more can fit in here. There we go. Yes. Now you're going to put the rest of the eggshell on top. Okay. It's the best that I can get it. And now we want your white candle, so that way we could seal all of this in. Just go ahead and let your wax drip all over to seal in all of those herbs, seal in your salt, seal in your intention. And then when you feel like you have enough, make sure that you push in the top of that eggshell a little bit more to make sure that it sticks. Really sealing in that intention. All right, I'm almost done here. Yours will take you approximately this long as well. Okay. Thank you. All right. Pushing in the top of that eggshell. See, it's nice and sealed in there. And then you want to top what you just did here, what you sealed in, with a bit more of sea salt. You're going to use a lot of sea salt. I should have said in the beginning, like you're going to need quite a bit of sea salt. And just go ahead and push that in a little bit more. Okay. Oops. To make sure that it stays. We don't go for perfection here. We go for intention and feeling and a little bit of fun, of course. Now in your bowl, you want to add a generous layer of sea salt and then place your egg of protection in here in the middle. And then you're going to go ahead and add your tourmaline and your selenite in it. So I'm just going to add this to the bottom. Nice generous amount. Place the egg right in the middle. And then if you're using the crystals, try to place them evenly around. This will help to stabilize your egg. It'll help keep the protection in there as well. All right, throwing in some selenite. If there's any other protection crystals that you want to use as well, go ahead and use those too. And then you're going to go ahead and put the bowl on your altar. Let's see if I can take this off and so you can see this here. Okay, so this is what the bowl looks like. All the ingredients in it. If you could feel energy, you could feel that it feels pretty strong around here. Remember, don't forget to put your list underneath your bowl and to set the reminder on your calendar on your phone, so that way you remember to do it a year from the day that you do this. Well, I hope you had fun with me. This is quite enjoyable. I love doing this with you. Let me know when you do it and how it feels for you energetically, and if you notice any type of shift, or if the people in your life are like, I feel like I finally gotten a reprieve from all the things that were happening in life. This is really nice. This is kind of something sweet that you could do for them and for yourself. You don't necessarily have to tell them, but you'll notice a difference. So you have a beautiful and wonderful, protected rest of your year.